Yes, I'm going to present you the two first-order optimization package, FrankWolfe and Boscia, where Boscia is then handling the mixed integer part. We by now have quite a large team of people working on this, as you can see here. And yes, I'm going to start with FrankWolfe, then talk a bit about Boscia, show you some code examples, and showcase how we currently use jump, and then discuss a bit how we plan to extend our jump interface. So FrankWolfe is a first-order optimization algorithm for convex constraint optimization, first introduced by Frank and Wolfe in the 50s, and then independently by Levitin and Polyak in the 60s, then as the conditional gradient algorithm, and we will use both terms interchangeably. Like I said, it's for convex optimization, so your function has to be convex and has to be, its growth has to be somewhat controlled. One way to achieve this is by requiring a smoothness, so that the gradient is Lipschitz continuous. And also the feasible region has to be a compact convex set. Now, one thing of FrankWolfe's one feature is that it only requires oracle access to your problem. It doesn't require an explicit formulation of your problem or even a closed form formulation. It only requires oracle access to f and its gradient, so giving a point, I just want the objective value back and the gradient at this point. And even for the feasible region, the only thing that FrankWolfe requires is that if I give you a linear objective function, please return me the linear minimizer over the set with respect to this function. And then FrankWolfe has a very nice graphic interpretation, which at each iteration you compute your gradient. You use this gradient as the linear objective for your linear minimization oracle. This is giving you an extreme point of your feasible region. If your feasible regions happen to be a polytope, then this is a vertex of a feasible region, as we see here in the image. And then essentially your descent direction is walking towards this vertex. How far you walk depends on your step size. You can have predefined step sizes that just depend on the iteration, or you can solve this one-dimensional optimization problem with a line search. And then you just keep going. One nice effect of this is that your iterate is always feasible, because it is a convex decomposition of extreme points. And as a matter of fact, there are many variants of FrankWolfe that explicitly keep track of this convex decomposition, then in this case called the active set, and also use this to try and make progress within the active set. And this can also be used to try and avoid calling the LMO in each iteration if this happens to be something very expensive. Another thing that's very nice is that's basically just a thing from convexity is that you can bound the primal gap by this inner product with the current gradient. And if you look at this very carefully, you will see that the vertex V that you need for this is precisely the vertex that you are computing anyway as part of a linear minimization oracle. So you have sort of a for-free optimality measure, and in particular it can be shown that this FrankWolfe gap is converging to 0 as the primal gap converges to 0, and so many variants or many implementations of a FrankWolfe algorithm explicitly use this as a stopping criterion. And so the FrankWolfe.jl package is not really a solver as it is a library of different algorithms, and I just showcased to you here the key elements, let's say. So one big thing is, of course, the variance, right? We have the standard FrankWolfe, a very FrankWolfe blended conditional gradient, and so on. These are all sort of the active set based methods. We have also have special variants that handle, so for example, the alternating methods handle the case where you look for the optimal solution within intersections of convex sets. The block coordinate is if you have a large Cartesian product of convex sets and you want to optimize over this. There are stochastic variants of FrankWolfe, and now we are also looking into extending the FrankWolfe algorithm and especially our library also for some cases of non-convex objectives, starting with DCA. So this is difference of convex function. So your objective function is a difference of two convex functions. Another big thing is, of course, the line search. We call this all line search, but things like agnostic and open loop and so on, these are actually sort of fixed step sizes, if you like. Agnostic is 2 over the iteration plus 2, for example. Things like short step and golden ratio depend directly on the geometry of the problem. So, for example, the short step line search requires the Lipschitz constant of the gradient. And then backtracking, secant, and adaptive are actually doing like proper line search rather. And in particular, secant is very, very good for quadratic problems, quadratic objective functions. And so this secant is now the default line search, especially for all of these sort of active set-based methods. And then we have a bunch of LMOs. For some simplicities, it's very straightforward. For example, boxes are very straightforward, or the hyperunit cube. You have also for the norm oracles like the L2 norm ball, you can basically find a pretty cheap algorithm that just solves you a linear problem. We have a bunch of combinatorial oracles which are now moved to a separate package actually, to try and avoid having too many heavy dependencies in FrankWolfe.jl directly. This includes something like the Birkhoff polytope, matching polytope, and spanning trees. And you see here the math-opt LMO. This is precisely our current connection to JUMP. We will see some code examples later, but let's move on to Boscia. Basically, the setting is exactly the same, just that we now have integer variables and that we now more or less assume that we have a polytope as a feasible region. And what we did is essentially, well, we put branch and bound together with FrankWolfe. So FrankWolfe is here the node solver solving the continuous relaxations at each node. One crucial change that we made compared to other branch and bound frameworks is that normally only the branch and bound knows about the integer variables, so just the very top. And we kind of propagated this information down in the sense that the linear minimization oracle now is not solving an LP, but a MIP problem. This leads to FrankWolfe solving a tighter continuous relaxation because it's now solving the continuous relaxation over the convex whole of integer feasible points. But of course, this is making things more expensive because now your sub-problem in FrankWolfe itself is a MIP problem. However, firstly, there's been a lot of movement within the MIP solvers, a lot more advancement. And as we have seen previously in the FrankWolfe.jl library, there are a lot of like customized LMOs for many feasible regions, which can also be fairly easily extended to this MIP case. And so ultimately, this is worthwhile paying the price. Because essentially, this is like an inbuilt heuristic, right? Each vertex that you see or each extreme point that you see in FrankWolfe is a potential integer solution. And so often we find the true solution very early on, maybe even in the root node, and then spend the rest of the branch and bound process to prove that this is the optimal solution. We can leverage the fact that FrankWolfe has this FrankWolfe gap to solve nodes early on in the tree very loosely and then tighten the tolerance as you go. There are things like lazification to avoid calling the LMO too often, especially if it's truly you have to call a MIP solver to solve the LMO, things like this. And crucially, we maintain the black box access from FrankWolfe. So no closed form objective, no closed form objective required, and no comprehensive description of the feasible region. And then, maybe let's just look at some very simple examples. So this is just a small quadratic problem. See here that the gradient requires a storage. This is simply because we keep rewriting the gradient into the same storage space to avoid too much memory usage, essentially. And now this is the way we currently use JUMP, is to generate the LMO. by specifying, in this case, Hikes SVLP solver, modeling it normally, and then FrankWolfe technically is only interested in the MAFOPT interface backend. So you could also model this with MAFOPT interface directly if you prefer. This is one way to do it, but obviously for things like the probability simplex, FrankWolfe does have its own LMO as well. And then the standard FrankWolfe algorithm, and most of the others as well, just require the function, the gradient, the LMO, and a starting point, which you can just generate by calling the LMO once. This is the compute extreme point function here, just to generate the starting point, and then there are a bunch of additional settings. And for Boscia, it's very similar. We keep the similar objective function. You can do it the same way, also wrapping it, the jump model, into a FrankWolfe MAFOPT LMO, or having your custom one. And then Boscia only requires the function, the gradient, and the LMO, and that's usually computing its own starting point. And yeah, as you see, we currently use jump mainly to model the LMO subproblem, but we are very much interested in having our directly own jump interface. The question that we are currently facing is, what's the best use case for this? So what we currently can't really do is a lot of pre-processing and propagation, because we don't really have a knowledge of a model. Now, if you can give us an explicit description of a model, we would, of course, like to use this, and this is most likely our strongest use case for jump. But there's also the question in how far can we model Oracle-based access in jump, and in how far do users actually like this, or would you prefer to use then the native Boscia or FrankWolfe interface and really keep jump for the explicit description of a problem? But yeah, so these are things we're definitely interested in terms of jump, to then have a bit more pre-processing and propagation capabilities, simply because we have more knowledge. And in general, functionality, we are very much aiming to extend all of the capabilities to non-convex problems. Thank you for your attention, and these are the packages.